Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I am Shahna Firdousi, lecturer economics. Today I am going to discuss theory on money from chapter 9, money and banking. So today my topic is a renowned theory, that is Fisher's quantity theory of money. Fisher is an American economist. This is very much renowned theory. Let us know what is the main concept. The concept of the quantity theory of money began in the 16th century. This theory states that the quantity of money is the main determinant of the price level of goods and services and the value of money. Any change in quantity of money produces an exactly proportionate change in the price level and opposite change in the value of money. So here we see that price level and value of money, these two things have been related to the quantity of money or supply of money in economy. So when there is an increase of quantity or supply of money in economy, then proportionately there is an increase of price level of goods and services, and there is opposite change in the value of money. Because we know that when price of goods and services increases with the same amount of money, we can buy less amount of goods and services, and so that value of money decreases. So if quantity of money is doubled, then price will be doubled. That means if quantity or supply of money in economy is doubled, then price will be doubled and value of money will be half, and vice versa. So this is the main concept of Fisher's theory. While transaction of money, that is denoted by T, and velocity of money, that is denoted by V, remain constant in economy. So that means the transaction of money in economy, that means how much goods and services are transacted in economy with the money, and velocity of money means how many time money change hand or circulate in economy, that is velocity of money. So this remaining this T and B constant, when quantity of money gets doubled, then price also gets doubled, and in the opposite way value of money gets half. So sometimes students make confusion between value of money and velocity of money. Here value of money is denoted by VM, which means how much goods and services an unit of money can buy. That is value of money. That is an unit of money, how much goods and services this money can buy. That's capacity, buying capacity or purchasing capacity of money is called value of money. And what is velocity of money? Velocity of money is denoted by V. It means how many times money change hand or circulate in economy. That means suppose a 100 taka note, how many times it is changing hand. That is how many times a note is circulating in an economy. That is how much this note is effective in economy. That is called velocity of money. So let us go to the next. So American economist Irving Fisher explained the theory by the following equation of exchange. And this is called equation of exchange, that is PT equals to MV plus M prime V prime. So let us know what does it mean. Here P means price level of goods and services. T means total transaction of goods and services exchanged by money. So we have got what is the meaning of PT. Then M means total quantity of legal tender money held with public, and V means the velocity and circulation of this legal tender money that is held with public. Then M prime means total quantity of credit or bank money, and V prime means the velocity and circulation of that credit or bank money. So now we have got what is the meaning of MV plus M prime V prime. Sorry. So here we see that in the right side of the equation, here is mv plus m prime b prime, and left side pt. So here what we means by this right side and left side, let us proceed. Let us see. First, let us see the assumptions of this theory. Fisher's theory is based on the following assumptions. There is balance in aggregate demand and aggregate supply in economy. 2. Full employment prevails in economy. 3. Money is only considered as means of exchange. Number 4. Price is a passive factor in the equation which is affected by other factors. Okay. In other theory, we used to say that price is a active factor. Other things get changed due to price change, but here price change for money supply change in economy. So here price is a passive factor in the equation which is affected by other factors. Number 5, velocity of money is constant in the short run. Total transaction of goods and services is constant in the short run. Okay, so few slides earlier we have seen that in the first where I discussed on the concept of the theory, I discussed that V and T remaining constant, that is you see in the 5 and 6 assumptions. Okay, velocity of money, that is V, and total transaction of goods and service, that is T. These two remaining constant. Then Fisher shows the relationship between that right side and left side of the equation. So now let us explain it. Here in the equation, Pt equal to mv plus m prime b prime. And what Pt implies? Pt implies demand for money, because here T means transaction of goods and services in economy, and this transaction is done by, of course, by a price. So that transaction of goods and service, if we multiply by price, then we get the demand for money in economy. Then mv plus m prime b prime implies supply of money. Okay, because m means the money that is held in public hand, and m prime, that is the money that are with the bank. Bank transacted money, that is m prime. And v means velocity of money, I discussed it earlier. So these are the total money in economy that are being circulated, and it is the supply of money. So the equation shows money market is in equilibrium. In order to find out the effect in market, Fisher showed the exchange equation in the following way. Sorry. Here we see the equation Pt equal to mv plus m prime b prime. Now let us find out what is the value of P, that is price, according to the equation. So P equals to mv plus m prime b prime, and this T comes here. So P equals to mv plus m prime b prime divided by T. This is the equation for finding out price level in economy. And now let us know the equation for value of money. This value of money equals to 1 by P. So this value of money equals to 1 by P given by Fisher, this equation. It is this P we will put here. That means as much as P increases, value of money decreases. Okay. So if P get doubled, then VM equals to 1 by T. If P or price level gets triple, then value of money will be 1 by 3. In this way, value of money and price level move opposite. Here BM equal to value of money and P equals to price level. Now let us see how the mathematical example or mathematical proof Fisher has given. that when money supply increases, accordingly price level also increases in economy, but value of money moves opposite. So here the value of money supply, velocity of money, then money supply with bank, velocity of money of bank, then transaction of goods and services. These values have been given. So according to that, we get the value of P, that in the previous slide we have we have found it out, that P equals to mv plus m prime p prime divided by t. So let us put this value here, then we get P equals to 100. So here you see money supply 100, price level also 100, and putting this putting the value of P in the value of money equals to 1 by P, we have seen. So this 100 let us put here instead of P, then you get 0.01. So when money supply 100, price level is 100, and value of money 0.01. Now we will see if money supply increases, what happened to P and M, and if money supply decreases from 100 to 50, then what happens to P and M. So here in the second phase we have increased money supply, and in the third phase we have decreased money supply. So in the second phase, let us see the money supply increase from 100 to 200, and B and T remains constant or fixed. So B 5 5, B prime it was 5, now also 5, transaction 10, it is 10 still. So these have not been changed. So in this, so putting this value here, we get price level equals to 200. That means money supply increased to 200, price level also proportionately increased to 200. And what happens to value of money? Putting this value here, we get 0.005. That means here we see when money supply increases from 100 to 200, price level also increased from 100 to 200, and value of money decreased from 0.01 to 0.005. That means when price level gets double, value of money gets half. And why price level gets double? Because money supply or quantity of money in economy gets double. So now the opposite thing we will see when money supply decreases in economy. So from 100 it becomes 50. From 100 it becomes 50, and velocity of money and transaction of goods and services, that is fixed, 10 5 5. Now putting this value here, we get price equals to 50. That means when money supply becomes from 100 to 50, price level also from 100 to 50, that is proportionate change. And and here value of money we see by putting this 50 here, we get 0.02. That means when price level becomes half due to money supply gets half in economy, price level also gets half, and for that reason money value becomes double, 0.01 to 0.02. Okay, that means price level and value of money moves opposite side. Okay, when price level increases, value of money decreases. When price level decreases, value of money increases. Okay, with the change in money supply. So it is clear that V, B prime and T remaining fixed or constant. If M and M prime are doubled, that means money supply that is with the hand of public and with bank that are doubled, then price level P will also get doubled, and value of money, that is VM, will decrease to half. Again, if money supply decrease to half, then price level will also get half, but value of money will get doubled, that is opposite. Now this theory that we have discussed, and we have gotten mathematical example, now we will represent it in graph. Here you see in the diagram A, here is the relationship between quantity or supply of money with price level is shown, and in diagram B, with quantity of money or supply of money the relation of value of money is represented. So we see when quantity of money increased M2, that is M0 to M1, then price level also increased P0 to P1. Again, when money supply decreases from M0 to M2, then price level also decrease from P0 to P2. Okay, that means money supply and price level go to the same direction, and that's why when we add the points we get a upward sloping curve that is shown, that shows or that reflects the function, that is price level equals to function of money. Now let us see the B diagram, where the relation between value of money and quantity of money is shown. Here you see in the horizontal axis quantity or supply of money is measured, and in the vertical axis value of money is measured. And here we see from M0 to M1, when money supply increased in economy, here price level also increased, but value of money decreased from VM0 to VM1, because when money supply was M0, value of money was VM0. When money supply increased, value of money falls. Again, when money supply decreased to M2, then we see when money supply decreased, price level decreased from P0 to P2. And so that when price level decreased, money value increased to VM2, from VM0 to VM2. Okay, that means when price level decreased, money value increased. When price level increased, money value decreased with the change of money supply or the change of quantity of money. So this and that's why, as there is negative relationship uh, between money supply or quantity of money and value of money, that's why we get a downward sloping curve that shows the relation between value of money and money supply. So that has been illustrated here. The theory is explained with the help of the figure A and B. In the diagram A, money supply M is measured in the horizontal axis and price level P is measured in the vertical axis. In the figure, when money supply increased from OM0 to OM1, price level increased to OP0 to OP1. Again, when money supply decreased to OM2, price level decreased to OP2. So what I have discussed, that is just illustrated here. Okay. So in the diagram B, when money supply increased from OM0 to OM2, money value decreased from OBM0 to OBM1. Again, when money supply decreased to OM2, money value increased to OBM2. That means there is negative relation between money supply and value of money. So the conclusion is that it's clear that increase in money supply increases the price level but decreases the value of money, and decrease in money supply decreases the price level but increases the value of money. Therefore, money supply has direct relation with price level but opposite relation with the value of money, that we have clearly seen in the diagram. Now let us see some criticism or limitations of this theory. In Fisher's equation MV equals to PT, the reason behind this, that is the relationship between that is MB, that is supply of money, PT demand for money, these are equals. The reason behind this equality has not been explained. Number 2, value of money is a variable concept. So this theory is invalid for dynamic economy. Okay. Because we know that in the theory we have seen that T and B remains constant. That is, keeping that constant, what happened to value of money, that has been shown in this theory. But we know that value of money is a variable concept. So the assumption that some factors remain constant, that is actually invalid for dynamic economy. Number 3, population, trade and commerce, taste, etc. All these things have ups and downs. So price level is a passive or inactive factor. It is not possible. Professor Hansen called P as a hodgepodge factor in this theory. Number 4, money should not be considered as means of exchange only. This is also controller or preserver of its value. Full employment is an unrealistic concept that is considered in this theory. Number 6, in Fisher's equation, M and B are two independent factors. So multiplication of these two factors, that's MV, M prime, V prime, this multiplication is also against the rule of mathematics. Number 7, with the change of value of money, the trend of business and trade also change. So the condition in this theory, T and B will be unchanged, cannot be accepted actually. So today up to this, hope this video will help you to understand this theory. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.